Hello. Oh, okay. I think my internet just decided to like drop right as I hit the show intro, and so then it decided to just not play it. Try that again.
We're live, pal.
Yeah. Okay. That's just not. Let me back out. Hold on. Oh, we're on the air.
I thought you understood my reference. I thought
No,
you got the
no,
reference.
I didn't. I didn't understand any of that.
I looked up. I was like, yeah, we're live, pal.
I didn't have that. Mine was still said play the intro, so I kept trying to play the intro. Did I play the intro like multiple times?
No, you
Oh,
didn't play the intro at all.
oh,
It was like a True Hill Heat start where you just have the thumbnail for a while. So I muted my mic after you said you were going out and coming back in. I was like, but hey, this is like a cold open. You can hit the intro now if you're capable.
I don't know what I'm capable of right now.
All right,
Nothing.
I'll hit.
I'll
You
get it.
play
I'll
the
get it. I'll
intro.
get it.
You play the intro after this line.
Okay.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday morning.
It's allegedly Tuesday, August 5th. This is allegedly in the weeds. I have no idea what's going on. I've barely slept over the past couple of days, SP3. I've worked way too much. I'm brain dead. I'm done. You did not book this show. The show sucks right now. You didn't book
I ain't book it. It was someone else. Joe Pearl booked it.
it.
I ain't do it.
No, I booked it.
I ain't doing no press conference and nothing.
I screwed up. I will face the music on this. I will answer questions from those in the chat if you have them. But I'm not running from the press conference grind out here. Well, this is the real in the weeds. You know, we address the fans directly. We don't talk to anybody. Please give me some softball questions, SB3, so I can praise myself. But I'll gladly face the music on that. My bad, everybody. Or if you enjoyed it, I'm happy you enjoyed it. Clearly, I was very confused. I'm Jeremy Lambert, allegedly. That's SP3. That part I think is real. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing great. That might have been the best start to a show I've ever done on this channel. I will say that was awesome.
My gosh. Is Jeremy cooked? Jeremy's cooked, yes, 100%. Are the dorks gone? We'll see. We shall see. Thank you. Well, you know, we've investigated and we found he did nothing wrong. He was only named in the lawsuit. He's not actually the defendant in a lawsuit. So he did nothing wrong through our internal investigation.
No, you got to understand. This is what I asked Alistair Black when he came back to the company. Who does he want to work with? And he told me Velveteen Dream. So that's why I brought him back.
That's good. That's good. Well, we want Joel chance? Probably not. Nobody actually wants Joel. Nobody wants Joel.
What, we want Jensen? Yeah. You got him.
We want,
got him on Thursday.
In fairness, I thought they were chanting "We want Brock" as well.
I could tell they were not chanting that.
maybe it's just because, and I clearly can't hear, and uh, I just I wasn't paying too much attention, and I listened on like 2 times speed as well because I got to get through those things. It sounded like we want Brock, and also I think it probably sounded like we want Brock because they were talking about Brock, and Tessitore and Rosenberg were like leading towards saying we want Brock and not we want Cross. On replay, I heard more we want Cross, but live, I heard more we want Brock. So I not to defend Triple H, God forbid I do that, but I did hear live on 2 times speed we want Brock more than we want Cross. We do have an update on Karrion Kross. I mean, we can go ahead and get into that. I guess this was yesterday from Fightful Select. Fightful Select has learned from a source backstage at WWE Raw that Karrion Kross and Scarlett are not at WWE Raw and aren't planned for the show. That turned out to be true. Beyond that, we have learned an update about their contract status. Fightful Select is told by a higher up in WWE that Kross and Scarlett deals are up this weekend and that no new WWE deal hasn't been offered to either to either of them. However, to our knowledge, they weren't informed that their contracts would be set to lapse. Maybe they've signed a deal. Maybe they haven't signed a deal. Usually they get informed that they're set to lapse if it's this early or this close to when they're supposed to be done with. They weren't on Raw last night. Sami Zayn just kind of dismissed the match and
didn't ask for Kross to say he was wrong or anything. I guess he didn't acknowledge that he said it after he pinned him or anything. They just kind of moved on very quickly from the Karrion Kross storyline.
Yeah, that finish was the most throwaway finish they could do because of all the possibilities, that was the most boring of Sammy just doesn't turn and then still beats him.
Beats him barely an inconvenience. When was the last time Sami Zayn hit the exploder in the corner and then hit the Aluva kick? Usually he gets cut off after the exploder in the corner. He has to do the exploder in the corner at least twice before he does the Aluva kick in the corner, or he just catches you with the Aluva kick out of nowhere. He just hit it, did his finisher. It's like when Shawn Michaels used to do the elbow drop, tune up the band, and then hit Sweet Chip Music. You know where you're at in the card, in their roster, when he was able to do that, and you don't duck at least one super kick. That's kind of what it is with Sami Zayn and the Aluva kick.
Yeah. And the match wasn't good.
No.
And then Sammy just won.
If it wasn't for the cage match, it would have been the worst of the weekend.
Yeah, they were both. Neither were very good. It was Sammy just won, and then Kross is. We shall see where Kross is. What happens with Kross? I think if they don't re-sign him, I don't want to say it's like some monumental mistake because he's been there 3 years. For when you combine it all, for about 2 of those years, he didn't do a whole lot and wasn't a factor in a whole lot. He had a nice little stuff at the beginning, except Roman was like, get that TikTok bullshit out of here. But he had a nice little thing with Drew, and then he had a nice little stuff at the end. He got over without being on television these last few months. Like, he was getting cheered, he was getting good reactions. And then he got on television, he was still getting solid reactions. But as Adam Cole said, they ring the bell.
Eventually the bell rings.
And the matches weren't all that good. Oh, I think it would be a telltale sign, though, that they actually don't care if you can get over. Because he did. And if you're not going to renew him after he actually does get over, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I think that would be another, like, bad sign for WWE with their as far as like PR, because you always hear the stories of, these guys got to take the brass ring and they got to take the bull by the horns and they got to get themselves over. They got to find a connection with the crowd. And then somebody does that and he subsequently doesn't have their contract renewed. It's not the best image wise, fan perception wise, or PR wise for WWE. Then again, I saw the ending of SummerSlam Night 2. They don't really care about that.
No, they don't.
They don't really care about that. So yeah, all of these things don't really affect WWE. So therefore, they don't really care. All they care is the bottom line. That's the only thing they cared about. Before it was, they don't care about my complaints, my criticisms of the product, what they're doing wrong and all of that. They don't care about that. Now they don't even care if you are a part of an active, ongoing lawsuit. If you're named in it, if you're charged with it, they don't really care about that stuff. They're like, we're making money. The people in the audience, that is our focus group. They cheered, so we're right. You're wrong. And we create moments. The moment merchants.
They have their financials call on Wednesday. So they're going to tell us how much money they've made. And they're going to tout that. And then hopefully nothing bad happens after that. Because in the past couple of financial calls, the same week or within a week, something bad has happened after they tout these record sales. So hopefully nothing bad happens after they brag about how many millions of dollars they have made over the past 3 months. We shall see. We shall see.
And the millions and millions of dollars. We don't care about the fans. Dollars we've made. The millions and millions of social media impressions we've made.
Folks, we are 12 minutes in. You can leave a thumbs up on the video. That helps us out. Maybe we'll get fireworks and pyro. Maybe we burn the whole budget on Saturday and Sunday because we had to use a lot of pyro. There we go.
There we go.
Get your thumbs up. Leave it on the video. Leave a super chat. Get your question, comment, statement read on the air. Get your XP points. The XP1 begins anew. Well, it technically started again last week, but the XP1 is continuing. Zeno Hour, our back-to-back champion. Do we want to do the cameo now or wait until the end of the show? I'm going to leave it up to the chat and also get your thoughts.
Zeno Hour.
Oh, we're going to leave it up to Zeno Hour?
Leave it up to Zeno. Does he want it now? Does he want it later? Does he want to get crapped on now or later? It should be his preference on when he wants to be thrown in the bin.
Right. Okay, Zeno Hour. You tell us. You tell us when you would like this video to play. It is 4 minutes and 27 seconds.
Is that longer than last time?
I guess I can check and see. I don't remember. I think it was about the same, honestly. I think because I remember being shocked that it was like 4 minutes and 4.5 minutes last time. So,
all right, he said you can play it now.
Right, Zena, all right, Joel's gonna pop in for a second, so hurry up, Joel. Joel's gonna come in here, and then we will play Brian Alvarez once again, calling out Zeno Hour for being a loser.
The top weed. The top weed.
All right. Joel will be here in a second, then now for an hour. Let's just play it on loop. That's what we should do.
Yeah. We'll just play it. We'll play it like every 15 minutes. So Joel's got 30 seconds to get on the show because we gotta hit the play button at the 15 minutes.
Right here.
Yeah,
look at him. He didn't even brush his hair.
Nah, Joel just popped on.
Right
He's
here.
like, I'm here.
I got something to do afterwards. Let's do it.
All right, hold on. Let me
See if I can brush my hair while I'm here.
pop
gotta
this
give it
up
a
here. All right, folks. So let's set this up real quickly. If you're in the chat, they do this XP nonsense. I still don't understand it, but it's a thing. And at the end of every month, whoever has the most cumulative points from each show gets a cameo from Brian Alvarez. Zeno Hour won in June, and then he won again in July. We don't know if Brian's in on the bid, at least for the first cameo. He was not. We will see what the second cameo brings.
Let's see if he remembers us.
Yeah, here we go, folks. Zeno Hour, the top weed. Here's your cameo.
Zeno Hour. It's Brian Alvarez here. WrestlingObserver.com, Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Vinny Show. The list goes on and on. But today I'm not here for any of those things. I am here on behalf of ITW. Because they tell me that for the second month in a row, let me repeat that. For the second month in a row, you were the top weed on In the Weeds. Yeah. You know, every year I do a prediction contest, Observer Live. We predict what's going to happen in the next year. Everybody puts their predictions in, and then at the end of the year, I go and I read them all back, and then we determine who was a prognosticator, who was a fool, and who had the best prediction for the next year. And I was sending out the awards this year, and Steven in Yuma was a co-winner this year. We actually had a tie.
What are we doing?
But the point is, as I was putting together his plaque, I realized that Steven from Yuma was a two-time winner of the prediction contest.
This man out here plugging his shit.
That's pretty fucking cool. Because you know how hard it is to win a prediction contest? It's fucking almost impossible. You can't predict something obvious, like there will be a SummerSlam card in August. You got to pick something that, in case someone else picks something, yours has to be better. You have to go out on a limb a little bit, not too far. If you go too far, you're just going to miss. You got to go just far enough out on a limb that you might get it. And if you do, you're a little farther out on the limb than the guy that was less far out on the limb. It is not easy to win the prediction contest. To win it twice, that's a fucking achievement. Now, with that said, Zeno Hour, being the top weed 2 months in a row, 2 months straight, that is not an accomplishment to be proud of.
Factual.
Yes.
Factual.
True. It's true.
Quite frankly, that is something to be disgusted about.
Oh, yeah, he's right. He's on it.
What the fuck are you doing? Being the top weed. Not just 2 months in a row, brother, but in the fucking summertime. Sun's shining. Birds are chirping. The beach is just waiting. The waves. The bike path. You need to go outside. Do you understand me? You need to go enjoy the summertime. Because soon, summer is going to be over. And you know what happens then? Then it's fall. And after that, it's winter. Do you know what those two seasons represent, Zeno Hour? They represent decline and death. So, while we're here in the summer season, get the fuck outside, enjoy the sunshine. And if I fucking hear that you were the top weed all 3 summer months, it's not going to be good next time. So go play outside. Let some other fucking geek be the top weed and enjoy your summer. You got it?
Oh my god, he straight up Okada Omega 2 on us as. Oh my god, that was better than the first one. That was better than the first one.
He had us in the first half.
Yes.
I could tell what he was setting up there. I could tell what
yes,
he's setting
yes.
up there. Oh, I need Zeno Hour to win now. I need him to be the top week because I need to see the message for what happens if he wins for 3 straight months.
It would be very funny if once in a while, Zeno Hour, you just popped into the observer chat during Alvarez's show.
See if he just notices.
Just say hi and then just nothing else. They're on at like 4 Eastern, so you just gotta pop in, be like, hi, and then that's it. Just go.
All right, I gotta leave Brian a 5-star review.
I
Yes.
should.
That was spectacular.
Do you leave added to the review 7.5 in the Tokyo Dome or what?
Yes, please,
Nah,
please.
nah.
I'm sure others have made that joke.
Yeah, I can't write anything. I could just like put. Oh, maybe I hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, turnaround's on. He did it within like 24 hours.
Yeah, because he knew he had SummerSlam to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn,
Yeah,
that
I
shit
can.
real quick.
I say the opposite of atrocious.
That's a good one.
I say yeah, the opposite of CM Punk versus Gunther.
Jesus. He went off on that yesterday too on the show. I happened to catch it, and he's like, you're gonna find out like in a month that Punk had COVID or something because he was huffing and puffing so bad. I was like, and like Tom Lawler was kind of in agreement, but it was very funny. He's like, "Go back, watch the match. I'm right." I'm like, "All right, Brian."
All right, I just. All right, I said the opposite of CM Punk versus Gunther. Amazing cameo, well worth the money. There we go, folks.
Senior Nerd saying they don't look at the YouTube channel chat, they look at the Twitch chat. Well, right now they're looking at the YouTube chat because they don't want their channel to get hacked again. So they're paying real close attention to YouTube.
Oh, that was great.
Valve says, I thought I would try to win this month, but I already give up.
I get it.
We don't
gotta
want to
win now.
we don't want to discourage chats and super chats, but we kind of need Zeno Hour to win. You know what? Send your chats, send your super chats. I'm rigging this whole thing for Zeno Hour. He's winning no matter what.
Looking at the show, I said nothing of the sorts.
We might have to give 2. We might have to. We'll say it's a tie.
I will,
No matter what happens, Zeno Hour is tied for first place. No matter what
Man,
happens.
$20 super chat and we're back to balanced. We're okay.
Yeah.
I will act like Triple H when Zeno Hour wins. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. That Triple H won, or that Zeno Hour won, even though so many people sent in super chats and Zeno Hour missed a couple of shows. Oh, he still won. That's insane. That's incredible. It's great to have Zeno Hour win once again.
He's like, yeet.
When we do the next one, by the way, we have to make a request that Brian does it from not the cuck chair in his office. That's month number 2, Brian. I saw it. I know those chairs. I mean, I know that. Yeah, whatever. I'm whatever.
Norma's saying I'm gonna Venmo you money to send my chats.
Amazing.
That was spectacular. Oh man.
Well, there you go, folks. The show is peaked here. It's all downhill.
Yeah,
from this point.
we probably should have saved that to the end of the show because I don't know how you follow that.
You know how you
Well,
can pull it
man.
up? You read some of the comments from yesterday's show on the air. I have not looked at that comment stream.
No.
Nope. No, thank you.
Yeah, y'all were on the main channel. I was like,
No, that was
Yeah. Yeah. that
the whole
sucks.
time I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad we weren't on main when the Vince lawsuit dropped. We were
Wow.
here, and that would have been just equal.
I'm glad we weren't on main when Hogan died. 'Cause
yeah, we were here. If we were on main, man, we would have got people so upset.
yeah, SP3 and I would have gotten people. We already had people.
It took us like 5 minutes to start a roast of Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan, of all the people that he's pissed off in his career.
I mean, listen, I wasn't much better the next show, so I get it.
Yeah, SP3 and I, people were coming in like trying to like, oh, RIP Hogan, and SP3 and I were like, so anyway, this racist who held a bunch of people down.
You got me, brother. You got me, brother.
Oh God. I wish you had been able to play that live at the time.
You got me, brother.
There it is. Yeah, someone did Jeff Valley Driver saying the Tessa comparison from yesterday. Someone in the chat being like, "Oh, you were so quick to forgive Tessa," and I was like, "Really? You want to do that with these two people?
Yeah.
With us?"
When I saw that comment yesterday, I was like, what are we doing? I hate when people leave that comment on anything of like, oh, well, you defended this or you defended that. And I'm like, you don't know what I have defended. And chances are you were probably wrong when you said I defended this and that. Or, when people try to bring up, oh, well, this company does this and this company does that. It's like, all right, they're wrong for that shit too. We quit trying to get on a morality, in a morality high horse of, oh, it's all bad. Yeah, you're right. It is all bad. I don't disagree with that. And you're not gonna get some gotcha of, oh, well, this company is bad, and you still watch. I still watch WWE. I still watch Raw last night. I gotta watch all this shit. All right.
Yeah, I've said it once. I'll say it 1,000 times. If I wasn't paid to do this, would I be watching? No, but I am paid to do this, and this is what I want to do. So I will continue to watch it despite my issues with everything that they do. But yeah, I had people that was like, they got mad at my Hogan tweet when I was saying he passed away on the 10-year anniversary of his Caught on Tape, and it's like, oh, gave me a screenshot of me saying R.I.P. to Sabu because Sabu one time called Taz the N-word, and I'm just like, so you're comparing Taz. You're comparing Sabu making a joke that most black wrestling fans have made about Taz. And yes, he shouldn't have said it, but we're saying that's the same thing as what Hogan said. I was like, this false equivalency, it's not fooling me. Get out of here. I had people yesterday was like, oh, but it's Brock Lesnar being back is fine, but you were okay with Ric Flair being in AEW. I was like, no, I complained about that too.
Yeah.
The whataboutism is absolutely bonkers.
Y'all have no idea what we've talked about and defended and everything, especially if you're just like looking for tweets, because I tweet less than ever nowadays. I try to contain everything on this show. If you're watching every episode of this show, God bless, but you hear loser like Zeno Hour. But I'm sure the people who are on these comments have not watched all of these shows and do not know what I've said and what I have defended or what I have condemned. But people just want to, again, act like they are holier than thou and like, oh, well, it's all bad. Yeah, it is. You're not getting an argument.
Yeah. I was waiting yesterday for someone to be like, oh, but when it happens in AEW, you guys love it. And I would be like, no, I hope you don't know what this show is about.
Yeah.
I'm going to bury everyone. I have buried everyone on this program. It doesn't matter who you support. I've buried WWE. I've buried AEW. People call me an AEW hater. I've buried TNA. I've buried the NWA. I've buried... Have I buried MLW? Probably. They've probably done some shit. We love.
You don't watch MLW.
No, I don't. But when I do, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's awful. But we'll at least call it like it is. And I was waiting for that. I was getting pre-mad for that one. But luckily, we didn't have to deal with it. I hate everyone equally. I'm an equal opportunity hater, as I like to say.
Yeah, this show hates wrestling. We've made that very clear.
Yes,
over however long we've done it. So we don't talk about wrestling. So people get mad that we talk about basketball and other things for so long.
Y'all just better be thankful that it's the off season and it's the down point of the off season, so we don't have a lot to talk about. Or we just be talking about basketball this whole time.
Tell people to thank God for the off season.
Last week we did the challenge draft for the first half.
Oh, we have buried XPW Zeno Hour. We absolutely have went off on XPW. You name it, probably buried it.
Yeah.
And that's true. MLW gave us squirrel content. That's probably
MLW. MLW is very kind to
Paul
us.
London interviews is enough.
Like if the show's not good, then sometimes we talk about the show. Remember they had those some shows with those production errors, which was absolutely hilarious. That one show that didn't start for like a half hour was very funny. I tweeted a lot about that, and people saw those tweets because they're like, "Oh, this person's tweeting about MLW." I was the one, and bearing with the production errors. Was very funny.
Jeremy, that's just a day in the life of a TNA fan.
That's very true. That's very true. Look, I'll say this about MLW, because last week I was very upset on air over what happened with TNA, and I didn't respond to that email that got sent back. I was going to, not over the weekend because I was too busy, but I planned on doing it yesterday, and then I turned out to be too busy yesterday. So I never responded. Will I? Who knows? I don't care enough.
He probably forgot about it the second he pressed send. He's got the brain of a squirrel. Continue.
Probably. Well, I told Joel this off the air, but he clearly... So Sean responded to the email, and then he clearly didn't read Sean's email because there was a context clue of what Sean said. And then he said something completely different to the literal comment that Sean made. I was like, you didn't even read that email. So after I saw that, I'm like, he's not going to read this anyway, so I don't care. On the flip side of things, we want to get Bishop Dyer on the show. He's with MLW. He's a enemy because he's with Busted Open. But I message MLW and I'm like, hey, can we get Bishop Dyer on the show this week or next week? Because they got Blood and Thunder this week. It's a taped show. And I was like, can we get him like this week, and MLW, when did I send this? I sent this message at 4:57. I got a response at 5. 3 minutes. I got a message back from MLW. I said, any chance we get Bishop Dyer this week or next? 3 minutes later, I can make that happen. And they said, I think after Blood and Thunder will be good. I was like, appreciate it. Just let me know. So we'll probably have Bishop Dyer on next week. I'll do a follow-up later in the week or in the weekend, and we'll probably have Bishop Dyer on next week. But a response 3 minutes after sending it with, yeah, we can make that happen. It's not difficult. It's really not that difficult.
Chat, be very, very nice to Mr. Dyer because we are going to try and entice him to join our program on a weekend basis. Him and Steve Macklin can host together.
Yeah.
We'll call it Bishop Macklin. It'll be a church thing. I don't know.
So we'll see. Hopefully we'll get Bishop Dyer on next week. But the opposite of what happened with TNA, where I got ignored for an entire day and then was given a heads up 30 minutes before we were supposed to do this interview while we were on air. Got a response within 3 minutes. Yep, we can make that happen. Let's set it up. Great.
To be fair, the guy that you're probably referencing, I don't get all the context, but I did get at least a little bit of context clues. He doesn't know the difference between guns and bucks, so yeah.
Nice shirt you're wearing today, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right? Probably have an issue with this. He was like, Cobras?
Like
Cobras?
RKO?
Where's like RKO? Like, yeah, we're partners with them, but you shouldn't be wearing that when you're interviewing one of our talent.
Guys,
way to put them over.
Guys, it's okay. They're going to get a big TV deal. Just don't ask them when. They're working on it.
Yeah. If you do an additional interview and they just say, we're working on it, it's in the process, trying to do the best thing possible.
Handshakes, dotting I's, crossing T's. But bound for glory, though.
What is Trick Williams doing with my wife? Anyway.
That's crazy. Got a nice car, though. All right. I'm not a paid mystery wrestling show. Someone early in the chat asked about getting Zarian and Janela back on the show. I'm going to be in Ottawa next week and Toronto. Janela's doing the Toronto show. So my plan is to do an interview with him. And also Zarian's going to be back in September. So keep an eye out. He's going to come back when the schools open up again. So y'all can listen to him on the drive to school and back. I don't know. So his kids go back to school. He doesn't have to listen to them.
Fair.
Yeah. So we'll be there. Bound for Glory hole is sending me.
That's really good. And guys, understand the joke. It's not Trick catching the stray. It's definitely not Trick catching the stray.
No, he's doing fine.
He's doing fine. He's doing great.
Trick's good. All right.
I'm getting out of here. Y'all
right.
go enjoy talking about Raw. I heard it was a great show.
10 Roses.
Heard it was a show.
Says, need an Ask Rhapsody type show for ITW on Select. I mean, that's just our show every day. We're here every day.
We've done fill-in Q&As, and the
Yeah.
fill-in Q&As always end up with someone asking Sean-style questions and us being like, This is the best. Like, we told you that's not what we do.
Yeah.
You can ask us like TNA questions, and I'll tell you what I know, but that's about as far as we'll get.
If you've got a question, just ask it here on the channel. Like, we'll be fine. We'll answer it. I promise.
When we're having a down period, we usually do an Ask ITW where we literally just say, you know what, chat, fire away. Let's just go for it.
Go to the Discord. Leave a question in there. We'll answer it. It's fine.
Easy peasy. All right,
Yeah,
boys.
we don't need to do more content. We already do.
Yeah,
enough
you got worst of
content.
the weeds. That's good enough.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of
All
which,
right.
go
Bye,
enjoy.
Joel.
Appreciate y'all. Have fun. The worst.
Thanks, Joe.
Appreciate Brian Alvarez too.
Brian Alvarez is the best.
He's the MVP of
Yes.
this show.
Yeah.
The best.
We're gonna get Brian on one day, and just like, hey, you know you've been doing this is the show you've been doing cameos for. He's gonna be like, yeah, Fightful. Like, what? I don't act differently behind a paywall. That's the thing. Like, you're not gonna get like a different me behind a paywall. I'm the same regardless. So I don't know about Joel, but hey, you're not
Is
gonna
he trying to
get,
say that I'm just consistently
yeah.
an a-hole, basically?
Yeah, I'm not gonna act differently behind a paywall. I mean, I guess the closest would be Worst of the Weeds, but that's not even behind a paywall. That's just a taped show that eventually goes up on the site. But yeah, I don't really act differently than a paywall or behind a paywall because I don't. If I have something to say, I will say it. If I don't have something to say, I'm not gonna just I'm behind a paywall, so let me now say this thing. It's like, nah, I'm good. If I don't need to say it, I won't say it. And again, if I do want to say it, I have no problem saying it on this show. So, yeah, there's no real difference between me here and me behind a paywall.
That is fair.
SP3, on the other hand, he might be a different person behind the paywall.
Always and forever. That's what I'm here for. This is the type of content that I provide. All right, so we got to talk about Raw yet?
No.
Oh, ITW. There we go.
Batista's peen size. I do not know. But who did I? Oh, I can tell this story. This is a very funny story. So John Alba used to do a show with Kurt Angle's wife and Randy Orton's wife. Like Wives of Wrestling. Yeah, is what it was called. And they were telling this story. Hold on, I gotta now find this because I gotta remember the context.
The story of Batista's peen size?
No. Oh man, because I gotta get the full context. I don't want to not have the full context, okay? And that's why. Okay, so it was Kim Orton. That's Randy Orton's wife.
Yeah.
All right. It might take me a second to like actually find this, and so that's gonna be the difficult part here. This is a great show.
This is all for peen size.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This was a fantastic show, by the way.
It was.
John Alba with the wives of Randy Orton and Kurt Angle. It was great, and I'm very sad that it no longer exists. Okay. Is this it? Yeah, I think this is it. All right. So, Wives of Wrestling, this was recorded in April 2022. So, they're talking about dicks. And Kim is just like, every show that me and Randy have been watching, literally there are 5 to 50 fucking penises on the show, dangling around, jumping up and down, doing like a thing. It's so great to peek over and watch the uncomfortableness that Randy is feeling. So Randy Orton gets uncomfortable around all the dicks that are on television. And then Kurt's wife, Giovanni, is asked and is like, yeah, there's dicks everywhere. They're watching Euphoria and there's dicks flopping around. And they started some other show and there's dicks. And she says, like, penises are funny. They're also different. So I write this article. And after the quotes, it's a great content for me, right? After the quotes, I just put a little sarcastic line. I'm just like, but does anyone know how big Batista's dick is? Alba texts me after this and is like, Kim was so mad about that line. He's like, I had to explain like the joke to her. She's like, what is he talking about? Is he like insinuating something? Like what is he talking about with this line? And John's like, I had to explain, like, no. The joke is, it's a thing in wrestling. Like, Jeremy's just being sarcastic about, this is a funny line, like, this is a wrestling meme. And, like, it was fine after he explained it. But, yes, I apparently upset Kim Orton writing this line in this article. And John Alba had to do damage control for me.
Shout out to John Alba. He's a sweetheart. He's so nice to explain that.
He really is. He's probably done damage control for me on other instances as well, because that was a wild podcast. And I probably did have some sarcastic lines in there of like, you know, I'm just riffing off what they're riffing off. And yeah. Alba probably had to explain, no, it's a wrestling joke. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
He's not insinuating anything. Don't worry.
Yeah. But bless Sean Alba for calming that down for me. Kim Orton has no idea who I am. Everyone thinks Sean wrote all this stuff anyway, so they're just mad at Sean.
Mad at Sean for something that you wrote?
Yeah. Oh, that's happened before. I've told the Gargano story before. Yeah, Gargano got mad because I wrote a headline of like, he said, oh, I would be pregnant for Candace if I could. And he was like upset about that. And he messaged Sean about it. And I'm like, I thought it was a nice line. Like, it was a loving line. I was like, I love love. And this was a nice loving line. And then I messaged Gargano and everything was cool afterwards. And like, it's not a big deal. But yeah, Natalia has not gotten upset, but she messaged and was like, hey, can we like do something about this? I was like, yeah, no problem. There are people who are very nice about it and will message and be like, hey, like, can we just like change this, or what did you mean by this? And then I'll clarify, or Sean will clarify on my behalf, and like, it's fine. And then there are people who will be like, this is totally wrong and inaccurate and whatnot. I was like, all right, well, if you think that, you can message me. Like, my name is on the author page. I'm not very hard to find. My DMs are open. But they don't care about that. Again, they think Sean wrote everything, so he gets the message.
Exactly. I just got my first insult or joke on me for working with Fightful. This in my comments for my tweet about Brock's return.
People love that. I muted my Brock tweet after Sunday. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Y'all are gonna be dumb as hell.
Yeah, so. You took some of the effect off of mine because I should have expected that we were thinking the same thing when Brock came out, but I didn't expect it. So when I saw yours after, I was like, oh damn, losing the effect. I lost a half of those likes. You got more likes than me. You're more known than me, so your tweet got more traction.
I don't think mine was very original. Like, I'm sure somebody else tweeted it as well, but like, I don't if people like saw how I operate my Twitter, I don't see any tweets that are, especially during shows, I don't see any tweets that are from like mutuals and stuff. The only tweets I see are from like news sources, because I'm keeping up with like news and taking videos from that stuff, and like all those are posted in like news sources. So I don't see like content creator tweets on there. Yeah, people in the chat are saying everyone always does that. Like if you have Fightful in your bio, it's like, oh, it's always these Fightful people. Like this is why Fightful is
it's
like,
like,
all right.
oh, you're on cocaine. And I was like, I looked at his picture. He looked like Joe Dirt. I was like, you should not be talking, sir. You should not be talking. And then he told me that it wasn't a rap lyric. I was like, it's literally a rap lyric. He's like, so you're telling me Kendrick said something about Brock? I was like, no. He said Baca got a rare case. Why is he around? I just exchanged Baca for Brock. So you're wrong. Your brain is fried. It's like, oh my god, what is wrong with these people?
The absolute worst people. And that's why I mute any tweet that I feel like could take off. And that one was taken off. I'm like, nope. I've already seen a couple of these replies. I don't want to deal with any of you dorks. And I don't. That's why I do not reply to any of them. And that's why you'll never catch me replying to them, because chances are I don't see them. My wife will check it and she's like, oh yeah, you got a bunch of crazy people in your mentions. I was like, yeah, probably. Like, I don't pay attention to any of them.
Yeah. If my missus sees it, she just jokes on me. Like I had a person who freaking got mad that I blocked him because he was being an idiot. So he made a second profile with my picture. So I had to press report. But Twitter and X, they have awful reporting. You can report somebody for stealing your identity and they won't remove it. But he just went on my with my picture and was like, poop, 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 like 36 comments of poop, shitty, stupid, poopzilla, and some stupid shit. And my missus was just laughing the whole time. She couldn't stop laughing. She was like, that's hilarious. She was like, he has to be like 10 years old. This is great.
People get very dumb when it comes to this stuff, man. Very dumb. Poop 336.
That's really good. That's really good.
All right, so Raw last night, they addressed Brock Lesnar being back in the most roundabout, stupidest way possible. Michael Cole's at the desk, and he's just like, I spoke with Nick Khan and Triple H, and I asked, when was Brock contacted for a return? They said, a few weeks ago, we contacted Brock and said, it's time to come home. And Brock was like, yeah, let's do it. And the Beast was back. But wait, I thought it was a surprise that Brock returned. That's what Triple H told me. He's like, oh, Brock returning. No one knew that was coming. And then John Cena asked for this. We're gonna work through what John Cena wants. Okay. What are we doing with this? It's so cowardly the way they address it. To have Michael Cole as the proxy of being like, I asked Nick Khan and Triple H and they said this. Triple H, who doesn't want to be on the show, still has to find a way to make himself part of the show about Brock returning. They would have been better off not saying anything about, at least on the show, because we're supposed to think it's part of the show, right? Like, oh, Brock is back. This is a big deal. It's all part of the show. But by addressing it in this way, you're once again, they love doing this. What's a work? What's a shoot? What's kayfabe? What's not? And this is just another thing of, oh, we're going to address it to let you know it is part of the show, but we'll give you a little bit of behind the scenes details. But we're not actually going to address what the real issue is, what the real question is that we want. It's just a few weeks ago, we decided to reach out to Brock and say, it's time to come home. All right. just cowardly the way they did it, to use Michael Cole as the proxy and act like this is a serviceable answer of, oh yeah, this was decided a few weeks ago. Okay, there's another part to this story that you're not addressing. We don't really care when you decided he should return. I care why you decided he should return. And that's where Triple H, where he's like, oh, well, at the start of this, I talked to John, and like, how do you want to do this and who? And John said this. Okay, so is that the why? Because John said it, and so it's his fault? And maybe you haven't read the lawsuit in 2 years now, but you decided, okay, John, we can do that for you. It's your retirement. You want that? We can do that. We're not worried about everything else going on with him. We can do that for you. We can do that. Yeah, I care about the why more than the when with this stuff. But they're not gonna give you the why. At least not on television. Not unless they do some media. But guess what? There's not a big event until Survivor Series. Nick Khan only does interviews like WrestleMania week. You're probably not going to hear from him. Survivor Series, maybe Triple H will do some media beforehand. They got their investors call on Wednesday. Maybe that gets asked. But chances are most of these investors don't really care. They're like, oh, wait, the stock is up? Our money's good? Okay. They're not asking about storylines and things like that. They don't care about, oh, why did you make the decision to Brock come back? And you know what their answer is going to be. Brock is not a defendant. He's not doing anything. He's not doing anything illegal. He has not committed a crime. Or they'll just say, no comment. It was time to bring Brock back. That's it. That's it. You think McAfee will bring it up on his show? No. McAfee loves Brock. McAfee would have been freaking out more than Michael Cole and Wade Barrett were. What is McAfee going to bring up? Are they going to be on McAfee's show? I mean, if that's the case, like, I'll tune in. But I don't think McAfee's bringing anything up. Just cowardly the way they did it. After canceling the press conferences over the weekend as well. Your thoughts
and not letting anybody know until like halfway through night one as well.
Yeah.
This whole thing is just like it really is like a movie that has an awful post-credit scene that kind of tarnishes the movie a little bit, because I would say the main event of SummerSlam Night 2 was so great, so much better than any of us expected it to be, that you could have ended the night with that. You could have ended the night with Cody raising Cena's hand and we fade to black as the fireworks go off, and everybody would be talking about, yeah, there was a little bit of a mood point in the middle of the show, but man, SummerSlam Night 2 was excellent. It was so much better than night 1. They ended off the show. They had 3 great matches, including one of the best main events that they've ever put on. John Cena's best match in like 8 years since the AJ Styles matchup in 2017. One of Cody's best matches since he came back to WWE. Close off the night. That is it. Great night from WWE. And then they have this post-credit scene, which, yes, got enormous pop, got a thunderous pop from the MetLife Stadium fans. But I always had an issue with Triple H saying that the live crowd is our focus group, because this is the same live crowd on the week that Vince McMahon's whole thing of the NDAs came out in the Wall Street Journal. Oh, Vince, we love you. We love you, Vince. We love you. And then the week he gets to resign, you got Stephanie McMahon starting a thank you, Vince chant and stuff like that. And the crowd played along with that. This should not be the people that you listen to, the end all be all. You should understand that there's going to be ramifications and consequences, and people are going to have their feelings, everywhere across the board. And that's what they want. They want the reaction. They want the engagement. And that's what this moment was about. They're all about the moments because they have a obsession with this once in a lifetime moments to cap off shows. And they did that there with Brock's return. But the whole handling of this has been absolutely horrible. And last night, that was just stupid. They didn't need to have Michael Cole say that, I sat down with Nick Khan and Triple H. Because me personally, when he set it up by saying that, I was like, we're going to actually get a Nick Khan interview on TV? That'd be cool. And no, he just said, I spoke to them and I asked them, how, when did you decide that Brock Lesnar was going to come back? And they told me about 3 weeks ago, we called up Brock and we told him it's time to come home. And Brock was like, let's do it. And that was it. That was the explanation. Now, me personally, there's a lot of questions, like you said, about why did you bring back Brock? How did you bring back Brock? With this segment last night, I'm like, why did you do this? And me personally, this is a theory. This is not a report. My theory is certain people and maybe a certain 17-time world champion was not pleased with Triple H's answer on that post show. I think that's the whole reason we got the segment last night, because the only explanation we were given on the post show to SummerSlam was, it was John Cena's idea. It was this guy right here. Even though I'm the creator, I'm the guy who's moving all the chess pieces around. We just did a 5-part series, WWE Unreal, of I am the God, the end all be all. I am God, Satan, and everything in between. But I it's him. Nah. He has too much power. 17-time world champ. It's all him. Yeah. I asked him, despite him saying that he will do whatever I want, despite me saying, when I asked him to turn heel and told him that this is going to affect your movie schedule, this is going to affect your PR schedule, he still told me, I'm down for whatever you want to do. I love the idea. He's always been like that. They did promos. The whole thesis of the London promo exchange between Cody and John Cena was him saying, you have always been a yes man. Cody said that to him. You've always been a yes man. The guy that used to control everything about you. You always used to be like that. He manufactured everything about you. The John Cena has always been that guy. Yes, he'll have times where he'll politic and say, I win this one. I want to win that one. But he's never been the type of guy that'd be like, I understand that there's a lawsuit against this person, but I really want to work with them. Let's make it happen. I'm putting a gun to your head. You better give me this person or I'm leaving early. No, he's not. You are the person in charge. This, that whole explanation that Triple H gave on the post show just screamed bad leadership and bad management. And I believe that someone in the company let him know that was not a good answer. And this man who refuses to get PR training, I don't know what he sees less, color or PR training. I don't know at this point. But this dude is just inept in every way possible. An inept human being, an adept leader, an adept a booker. And at PR, he might be the worst person at PR that I think I've ever seen in a management position. And I watch UFC and Dana White. That's part of the reason I don't watch UFC is because of Dana White. But Triple H, oh my God.
For those thinking that TKO might say something, I'm not saying anybody in our chat, just in general. With the call tomorrow, they let Dana White stick around. He's on video slapping his wife. And not only let him stick around, he does a show where the whole purpose is to slap the other person. They don't care. They see that bottom line. They see that 170 million impressions and whatever. That's what they care about. They're making money? Okay. Do what you need to do. We're not worried about anything else. We're not worried about this lawsuit that's going on, that he's named in this lawsuit. He's not defending it. Just let it be. Bring him back. He was away for 2 years. He served his time. Bring him back. It's fine.
We'll give him a reduced sentence for good behavior.
I don't know if John Cena said something. Maybe
he did.
Like I said yesterday, John Cena, before all of this, at the start of his retirement tour, said, I'm not pitching anything. I don't want to pitch anything. What do you guys want to do? What makes sense? Okay, cool. And then Randy Orton has backed that, because Randy said, I went to John. I was like, oh, we should work together. And John's like, I don't pitch anything, Randy. You know, if the writers, if they decide it's a good idea for us to work together, then we'll work together. CM Punk, same thing.
The Miz said the same thing. He said the same thing pretty much as well. He was like, I want to work with John Cena, but John said he's going to do whatever they want.
Yeah. And I'm not exonerating Cena on this. Cena 100% could have said no. And be like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea to bring Brock back. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Same way if Cena said, hey, I want to work with Brock. Triple H could have been like, that's not a good idea. Let me explain to you why that isn't a good idea. Neither of them did that. So they're both wrong when it comes to this. But Triple H saying that this was a Cena idea and that, I'm just doing what John Cena asked for. Okay. If that's the hill you want to die on when it comes to this, that's on you. That is on you. Tenruz is saying it would be wild if Fed did releases this week. I mentioned this earlier. After financials call, within a week of things, over the past year, that's when they've been doing them. Sadly, it's been Friday nights because for some reason, they do them Friday nights because it's like, the news cycle is dead on Friday nights, and then we can erase everything because we have SmackDown. That's what they've done the past few times they've done releases. I hope that is not the case. But history, since the start of the year, has shown that to be the case. I hope it's not. I don't want anybody getting released.
Me either.
I think when you are touting record profits and you bring back somebody like Brock Lesnar and then you release people, that's absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
I don't want it to happen, but I would not be surprised. I really felt like the return of Brock Lesnar was WWE putting a line in the sand and saying, this is who we are. Like after the PR week that they had and after their promotion of Triple H being in the White House next to registered sex offender Donald Trump on 3 straight shows, they just put a line in the sand to me as a viewer of their content of this is who we are and we don't care what you think. You're going to give us your money and you're going to sit there and you're going to smile about it because you're just a fan. Shut up. You're just a fan. I'm just going with what Triple H told me before WrestleMania. And when the answer to the Vince McMahon question of allegations, we all make mistakes sometimes. Like, this has been a bad year PR wise for WWE.
Sure, like it has been, but nothing's changed.
No,
they continue.
That's the saddest part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just go back and look at who half this country voted for. Half the country, even if we don't like it, even if we're against it.
Your country, I wasn't there.
Fair. There's still a whole other, you're still registered here. There's still a whole other half of the country that does like this. And that's the issue. Is as much as we might not like it, there's a whole other half that loves this stuff. And that half is eating it all up. And they are, at least right now, the majority of things when it comes to liking this content. So, and they continue to will. Like they might run off a section of the audience, but they're still gonna have a pretty large section of the audience because they love this stuff. They see the president with Triple H and Dana White and like, yeah, we wanna be associated with that too. Wrestling's cool again. UFC, let's go. Our president loves it. I said I would not most likely be covering wrestling if I didn't, or watching this stuff if I didn't have to cover it. True. Because I don't watch UFC. I don't care about UFC. And that's part of it. It's like I don't want to give money to some company that associates with all of this stuff. Not when I don't have to. And I don't have to. So I don't. It'd be the same thing with wrestling. I wouldn't want to support this stuff. But I gotta cover it. And that's where I do feel for wrestlers, those in the companies. People are like, oh, why don't they just walk out? Why don't they take a stand? Like
That's not how
Man.
real life works.
Man, when you got a well-paying job and if you do that and you won't have a well-paying job and you might not have any place to go, money will cause you to have strong willpower when it comes to things. Money will allow you, and security will allow you to kind of put things on the back burner because you don't want to lose that money and security. And look, maybe there's not a ton of security because you could lose your job at any time, but there's more security for some people than there are in others in the company. And those people who are secure probably don't want to cast that aside just because Triple H is taking photos with Donald Trump. They can not like it. They can show their support in other ways. They can do whatever they need to do to, again, be on the other side and support the other side. But I understand, and I do not begrudge them for being like, oh, just take a stand. Just walk out. Like, nah. Can't. I'm similar boat. You tell me to, I'll stop covering wrestling then. I like getting paid.
Exactly.
And if I stop covering wrestling, I don't know what I'd be doing. I don't have a security job to fall back on. Like, I can't just, hey, Sports Illustrated, can you just hire me full time for your basketball team? I don't know if that's a possibility. You know, I'm gonna continue to do what gets me paid, and the wrestlers are gonna be the same way.
Absolutely. I'm doing what I've always kind of wanted to do and work and give my opinion on pro wrestling. So unfortunately, that includes watching WWE and talking about WWE. But we also the wrestling community needs individuals who are going to talk about the reality of decisions and situations like this. Like you need people like Jeremy, you need people like Joel, you need people like Sean, you need people like Kate, like Cresta, like that give different perspectives on what WWE, the decisions that they made. Or we would just be living in a wrestling media space that is just individuals who just love everything they do and is excited about everything they do, and then bemoan anybody who disagrees with them and criticize and rip them apart for it. You have to have the balance of people that have objective morals and will talk about things in the proper context. Cam is another one. He's a great person who gives you a very insightful, it provides insightful discourse when it comes to these issues, because you if you just listen to what this company wants you to do, man, this whole genre, this whole business it would be in a worse space than it already is. And it is in a worse space. And no, WWE doing something wrong is not the invitation to be like, well, this company is great. I like this company. Because I will tell you, you are making a mistake by doing that. You're making a mistake by doing that, because you will have somebody to be like, but what about this person that's under contract here? And I was like, and I'm saying that as someone who is a glorified and proud New Japan Pro Wrestling show. No, not AEW. I'm not AEW. I like AEW. I like some stuff in WWE, but I am a New Japan show. And even I won't be like, thank God for New Japan Pro Wrestling, because I know who Gato is. Anyway, but that's him being a bad booker. I don't know what he does in his personal life, but just like, we just have to talk about these things, and it's not a flex to say, gotcha, this one's better. No, let's just focus on WWE and the awful decision, morality wise, what they do. Did Brock Lesnar do anything illegal? We won't know. We would have to go farther into how this lawsuit progressed. But he is named 44 times in an active lawsuit of sex trafficking. He was complicit of the sex trafficking if that allegations are proven right. So maybe you should have waited until that progressed and we've gotten a little bit further and there was if it's going to operation, you must be very confident it's going to operation. If not, then this will look even worse in a few weeks to a month. And we also got to address what the Janelle Grant party actually put out a statement yesterday, didn't they?
Yes, yeah, I'll pull that up. I think their hope is whatever they're doing with Brock, it's not going to be very long. And this lawsuit could go on for a while. Like, who knows when they'll get to a discovery phase. Like, we're already a year and a half since the original filing, and it's progressed in the court a little bit, but it's not like they've gone to any type of discovery. It's not like they've gone to any type of trial. Like, they're still amending. At least Janelle Grant is. The latest update was now Vince and WWE want to block her from amending any further. So I think their hope is just, let's say it does go to discovery in a year. Brock's not going to be there anymore. So, oh yeah, we used him. If he does, if he is, found to be any part of this where there was illegal activity, it's not in the company now. We didn't know this then. He didn't do anything wrong then. I really think they're just trying to wait all this out, honestly. They're just trying to wait all this out. The statement from a spokesperson from Janelle Grant. For far too long, abuse was allowed to thrive under WWE's leadership. Instead of righting this wrong, WWE has done nothing to ensure those responsible are held accountable. This attempt to sweep misconduct under the rug will backfire. We look forward to the full set of facts, including those about Mr. Lesnar, coming out in a court of law where they belong. But in the meantime, we refer you back to Janelle Grant's updated complaint, which outlines in detail the abuse she endured by McMahon and others while employed at WWE. So that was the statement that Janelle Grant's team gave after Brock's return. All right. I hope they all get their day in court. And I hope that I hope it plays out however it's going to play out. And I just hope they get their day in court with this stuff. But Volson Super Chat. If you're engaging in whataboutism, you don't care about people and their crimes. Your favorite piece of entertainment is not worth your integrity. Yeah, 100%. And that's what people are trying to, I don't want to say argue, but that's what people are showing. Essentially, it's like, if you are, this company does this company does that, it's like, all right, look, we're not talking about that company. We're talking about this company and what they're doing right now. And like I said yesterday, there are real victims here.
Yeah.
And look, shout out to, I saw somebody mention, and I'll give them a shout out and make sure I get them right. FemSlam Russo mentioned it. Shout out to them. They said they can stop doing WWE coverage. Good on them. Like if you have the capability to where this is not a full-time thing and you can just stop covering the company, more power to you.
Absolutely.
We don't have that at Fightful. We kind of got to cover WWE. So we will continue to cover WWE. What else happened on Raw?
I was mentioned
Vision.
by Becky Lynch.
Oh.
I was mentioned by Becky Lynch.
It's very true. Very true. Again, the Vision stood tall. So they got a name.
Oh, that happened,
name. Yeah. Yeah. They got a name. And then at the end of the show, so they set up Seth Rollins and LA Knight. And you knew this was going to end in a DQ.
Saw it from a mile away.
Even though they were like, oh, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are banned from ringside, it was like, oh, so either we're getting a new member of this group or we still get some type of screwy finish. Because they're not just going to beat LA Knight. I think they could have. Maybe they should have. But they're not going to. And they didn't. CM Punk came out, interfered, cost LA Knight. Then Bronson and Braun came out. Look, Braun looks like he's moving well. So hopefully that little injury scare was just maybe he tweaked something and got some resting care on Sunday. And he looked fine last night. So that's good. And then Roman came out and Roman took out Bronson and Braun. Seth hit a stomp. And then Braun hit a spear on Roman. A couple tsunamis. Roman got his shoes stolen again. And the Vision.
The Shula Fala. That was the light of the night. That was the night of the light. My tribal thief and his Shula Fala.
Yeah.
I was like, when Heyman's cutting this promo, I'm like, just don't pass the rock. Don't pass the rock. Shoot the ball. Shoot the ball. Don't pass the rock. Don't pass the rock to him in the corner. He's gonna miss. Seth wasn't that bad, but man, me and Alex Pulowski were pissed. We thought we did the Scourgrass post show for SummerSlam Night 1, and we went like 30 minutes talking about all the changes we would have made to Seth Rollins' character. It's like, get rid of that damn music. Just keep the rock. You're next to the greatest promo of all time. Just let him cut the promos for you. If you got to speak, you speak in small, abbreviated stuff. You just do the Roman of 2020 until he got better on the promos. You just let Heyman do most of the heavy lifting for you. Alex came up with a great idea that he doesn't even hold the title. He puts the title on a perch and he sits in the throne. And he lets everybody else kind of do the talking, do the work for him, and like just change the presentation. Don't wear any goofy suits. Don't be the Seth Rollins. Change the music. Change the music. Change the damn music. No, we kicked off the show with like I always try to sometimes watch Monday Night Raw and anything wrestling wise. I watch it as someone that watches it week to week, but I also watch it as something that a new viewer is watching. And I was just watching this and I was like, if I'm a new viewer, there's nothing indicating that this is a heel stable. Right from the offset of the show, I'm like, oh, this is your most popular stable in the group. That's cool.
Yeah. Seth has not changed anything. Seth is just Seth. I like the segment at the end where they stood tall and, decimated the top 3 baby faces on the brand. Was Jay out? Did I just miss Jay?
Yeah, they didn't say anything about Jay, but he wasn't there. I was expecting him. I was like, you did the whole beatdown on Punk and LA Knight and Roman's music. It was nice how they did that because I really thought that was the end of the show with them standing tall and then the lower third of executive producers, Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting. I thought that was the end of the show. Even Heyman being like, oh, we're posing again. And then you hear the da-na-na-na-na, and Roman comes out. I was like, oh, okay, Roman's gonna make the save. He's gonna stand tall to end the show. He even like counteracted when the Brawns were about to attack him. He got the better of him, and then Seth with that huge curb stomp. Seth gives Roman like the worst curb stomps to take.
Yeah.
Like he always just drives his
put
head.
something extra on it.
Yeah, he put some oomph on those stomps to him. And then you get Braun with the spear. Braun, he looked good running down and giving Punk the spear in the entranceway. He looked like he was a little bit slower on the running the rope spear. So maybe he still we'll have to wait and see when he has the actual matchup. So he hits the spear on him. We get 3 tsunamis on Roman by Bronson Reed, and then he jacks the shoe. He gets a new Shula Fala. So hey, I like the ending of the show. The ending of the show was better at drawing heat. It was a heat generating closing segment to emphasize that the vision is now in the second chapter of everything. It did take them very long to even get a name for this group. And I agree with, I think it was King Potato. Y'all took 3 months to name them the name that pretty much people said like in the first week.
Yeah.
Like it took because Marvel has the vision. Like that was the whole reason why the War Raiders are the War Raiders and not War Machine, is because they shouldn't name things after Marvel superheroes. But teach yourself, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, Seth said it like the first week, and everyone's like, "Oh, they're the Vision," and then they were like, "No, they're not the Vision, not yet." But now they are officially the Vision. I like the closing segment. I like getting heat on this faction. It's gonna suck when they lose the 6-man because they love putting the team over that never teams together over the teams that actually are together.
You don't think this was a write-off for Roman?
I did think it was a partial write-off for Roman. Kids are about to be back in school. You know, he's gotta take care of all them. I did think it was a write-off for Roman, but I think he'll be back at some point. And maybe Jay gets into the spot while Roman's out. So they will do a 6-man. And it's still going to be sad when the team that can't get along ends up beating the team that is supposed to be very unified and powerful. But what can you do? And they do need a new theme for Seth, though. There was reports that maybe he was going to get one. They gotta switch that out. But I like the closing segment overall. Seth, just let Heyman talk. Just let Heyman talk. Let
Braun, let the Braun Stars beat the hell out of everybody. I thought the closing segment, more than anything, it really put over Bronson Reed more than anybody. And it seemed, especially with the final beatdown on Roman, it seemed like they were setting up Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns, which I'd be down for, because I said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. They're not doing Broad and Roman until like next year's WrestleMania. They're going to delay that as much as possible. I just have this feeling. I knew when they set up the tag team matchup for SummerSlam, I was like, they ain't doing this at no like Crown Jewel. I don't think they doing it at Clash in Paris. I think they're gonna all be in the War Games at Survivor Series. So when are they gonna do it at a Saturday night's main event? Maybe, I don't know, but it feels like they're gonna wait till next year to pull the trigger on Breakker versus Reigns.
It feels like they're waiting a while on that. If they never get to Roman and CM Punk, what
I mean, doing? It would only be the second biggest match with Roman that they never got to.
Yeah, true.
Hey, Dwayne.
It's like there is so much material there that they didn't even come close to scratching during that Survivor Series build last year. And if they continue to just do like, oh, they're on the same team, so they aren't going to say too much about each other, it's like, man, it's right there for you guys to do. Neither man's getting younger. Roman says he's going to maybe go away after this contract to, you know, go do movies and stuff. It's like you gotta get there with these two. And I don't know if they will get there, because they love delaying things until they've delayed it so long that they just missed the opportunity.
Yeah, they missed the
That's
peak.
yeah.
And I could name you like other matches that I feel like they've already missed the peak on. Like I think they've already missed the peak on Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill.
Roman and Seth. We didn't even get a one-on-one
Roman
match
and-
with them.
Yeah, we haven't got that. That was supposed to be. We saw on WWE Unreal that was going to be the WrestleMania matchup, and that would have been probably the peak to do that. But now they have gave it a little bit more incentive where it can be more important to them long term for the World Heavyweight Championship, because Roman going for the World Heavyweight Championship is going to elevate the World Heavyweight Championship regardless of if he wins it or not. I would like him to win it, because I feel like Roman having that World Heavyweight Championship would immediately make it the top title in the company. Like, it would be, I think that it would finally get to where they wanted it to be, where it's like a 1B to the WWE Championship with Roman having it more than anybody. More than Punk, more than Seth, more than anyone else. I think Roman having that World Heavyweight Championship elevates it to the stature and to the tier on with the WWE Championship, but I don't see that happening. I will say Seth having the World Heavyweight Championship, for all my criticisms of Seth, this is the most important that the World Heavyweight Championship has felt this year. Probably the most it's felt important since Seth last had it ahead of WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, because you would think he's not going to be treated like a little bitch like Gunther was, even while he was the champion. Elsewhere on Raw, Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella took shots at each other and their dating life. The crowd still doesn't know how to react to Becky's new music just yet. Like, there's not much reaction when that music hits. I think they'll get there.
Yeah.
And then Becky did her promo. She referenced you again. Nikki came out and they talked about why you wouldn't face her years ago. And Becky saying, I was fighting against everything you stood for. And then they referenced Seth Rollins. And
no, they referenced Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
So they I saw you. I'm a part of the biggest movie in the world right now. And I saw you on set. But what did they do? They cut your scenes because they can only have one of us on there, and I'm the bigger star.
She should have said that you just played my caddy and had no talking lines, because that's what it was. Like, Nikki was still in the movie. She didn't have any speaking lines, but she was still there as Becky's caddy. It was very like blink and you miss it type of thing. But it should have been Becky saying like, you carried my bags in the film and on set. Like,
oh, you watched the movie? I didn't see it.
Yeah. I watched it first day.
How was it?
If you're expecting the original, it's not up to that level.
I've heard nothing but bad things from reviewers.
Really? I've seen a lot of praise for it. It's a weird movie in the sense that, like, I don't think it's terrible, but you could be taken out of it very early. Yeah. I don't know. Can I spoil it? Everyone's kind of like seen it. Can I spoil it? Are you?
Well, not for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it. Watch it. We'll talk about it on Thursday.
Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah. I don't think I ever told you, but I did watch that South Park episode.
Okay. We'll talk about that on Thursday, because they have a new episode on Wednesday. They didn't have an episode last week.
Yeah, they were letting the heat die down.
All right, I won't spoil it, but if you haven't seen it by Thursday, we're spoiling it. It'd been about 2 weeks out since it came out by that point, so I will spoil it on Thursday. Okay, I don't think it's bad, but I can understand why some people don't like it. It's not the original. Oh,
and you saw Perfect Match got a new season out?
Yeah, we're through all the episodes already.
I love that.
Yeah.
I watched like the first episode, but then I was like trying to see if my missus wanted to watch, because we don't have any reality TV shows to watch. We Love Island UK ended on Monday. Congrats to the champs. We had some good winners. My missus actually voted, and her vote counted. And the winners, we got our first ever U.S. winner of Love Island UK. So we're done with that. So now we need a new reality show. But she doesn't want to watch Perfect Match. She says she's not into it. She says she will watch Love Is Blind UK with me though.
Yeah, that's coming up next week, I think.
Yeah, next
maybe,
week. This
maybe
Wednesday is Wednesday coming out, so I gotta watch that.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that.
Wednesday,
yeah, we're through all the Perfect Match episodes. You know what we started watching? It's Better Single Than Never, or Better Late Than Single. It's
old people.
No. It's it's Koreans. Sorry, and it's dubbed, but they're like 20 years old, most of them. But they've never dated. Like the person who is in the longest relationship was in like a relationship for like 100 days, and he's like king shit of this house. Like, you've been in a relationship for 100 days? What's that like? Like, oh my God, this is fascinating. If you can get past the dubbing part, because some people can't.
Yeah.
These might be the dumbest men in the world. Like, I say that lovingly, because there's this one dude who I'm rooting for him so hard, but he's very dumb. Because these are people who have not dated at all. Yeah. So they just like, they don't pick up on any signs. They have like, the girls are like trying to be like hinting like, hey, I kind of like you a little bit. And then the guys just like don't pick up on anything, like nothing. They're just oblivious to this. It's very
sounds like a whole bunch of Tims from 90 Fiance.
No, he was kind of a jerk though. These guys like aren't.
No, he's I think he may have gotten worse. I'm watching Hunt for Love. He asks the girl. His first question as he says that he likes this girl, and he starts asking her questions on a bus when everybody kind of can be able to listen. He's like, first question he has: do you have any STDs? You ever have one?
Is he like saying, do you want one? What?
No, I don't know. No, he's like, me either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hate that type of stuff.
These dudes like aren't malicious at all, because American reality star, like they're malicious and like, oh, I'm just gonna use this woman and then get back at the other one, blah, whatever. Yeah. Like they're just assholes. These dudes like aren't assholes. They're just oblivious. Like they're lovingly dumb. It's a very wholesome little show, but it's good. We're through that. We had a few episodes left, and then like it does get like messy and drama filled, because then the guys start to realize like, oh, multiple people like me, or the girls are, oh, multiple people, like, what do I do? And because they've like never been in this situation, like they experience like the heartbreak of, oh, this guy likes me but I don't like him, or oh, this guy like likes two girls but he's only gonna go with one, so the other girl is just like bawling of like, oh my gosh, like he broke. Like the guys just, they're just kind of going with their feelings, and then the girls, because none of them are used to having these feelings, especially you're thrown in a house and it's very reality show vibes. Like it's like a wholesome, fun reality show that still has like messiness and drama, but the dudes are just so stupid, and it's very funny watching them try to like navigate dating when they have no idea how to navigate dating. They're just very. One dude is like trying to drive. This is my guy, Sang Ho is his name. I'm rooting for him so hard.
Sang Ho.
I'm rooting for you, buddy. He's like trying to drive and the girl's like talking to him. I swear he's gonna get into an accident. Like he's like, I can't focus while trying to drive, and this girl is talking to me. And then he's just giving garbage ass answers the entire time because he can't do two things at once. I don't think there's a thought in this dude's head, but he's so lovable. Oh, they have like a panel of like 4 people who are like the experts, and they talk to all of them before they put them on the show to like coach them up and like give them a makeover and everything. So like the experts are watching the show as well, and they're like doing commentary as it's going, and they're like, oh my God, why'd you do that? Like, that's not what we talked about. So like that adds to the show as well. America's going to steal this show. They're not going to get as nice as wholesome people as currently on the show, because Americans are assholes and they're going to reality TV it up too much. but
Pretty much.
America is 100% going to steal this show once they see like how well it does. So yeah, it's a good show. It's better late than single. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix for anybody who wants to watch.
Yeah, another reason why I think I haven't got into watch Perfect Match, like I watched one episode and I just didn't watch any of the other ones, is because I feel like I already know who wins.
Yeah, we kind of had that same thing of like, oh, we know, like there's still some good stuff going on throughout it, but yeah, we had the same thing with Ollie and AD, and
Yeah.
we know like they're together, we know she's pregnant, and
No, they're engaged. Like
Yeah.
it's like who? Oh, I wonder who's gonna win this season. And it's not as many like at the start. It's not as many people as I know. Like with season 1 and season 2 of Perfect Match. Like I knew like half the cast of season 1 and season 2 before the show. You know, before anybody else came in, I already knew those people. With the cast this year, you know, they got people from MTV reality shows, and I don't watch any of them except for The Challenge anymore. They got people from The Bachelor, and I've never watched The Bachelor. So like it's like okay. And I stopped watching like Too Hot to Handle, so I don't know anybody from these newer seasons that are in this one. I know the show, so I know they have to be like fuck boys and fuck girls. I know that much, but I don't know actually have invested in them. I knew Ollie and I knew AD pretty much from this first crop that's in the house originally, and I'm just like everybody else is like, see if I can get into you.
yeah,
But not really.
Yeah, we went through. There's messiness. There's a lot of drama. You know, Madison from
Yeah, I know
Love is
Madison.
Blind. Yeah, she's on there. Like, there's still some messiness and stuff. So it's still good, you know. But I'm with you. Of it is very funny. Like, not to spoil anything, but knowing how Ollie and AD end up, but then watching the show and seeing them like when they do kind of pair up with other people or do like flirt with other people, and then thinking of like, okay, we know you end up, but like your kid's gonna like watch this back, see how mommy and daddy met, and see how dad is getting a lap dance with this girl and kissing all over this girl and everything, see how mom's doing all this with this guy. This is very funny. So that's where we're trying to find like, okay, we know it's Ollie and AD, but like how shitty are they before they pair up
how is their
together?
journey to get there?
Yeah. So that's where we're at. But and we're through that. I think new episodes are on Friday when it comes to that show. Anyway, Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. Speaking of reality television,
reality stars and Netflix stars.
And
I thought this segment was the highlight of the show for me. I enjoy the heat generating closing angle for the Vision, but as far as like getting me invested in a story, this segment did the best job, because I didn't think like, you know, Nikki Bella was, you know, Nikki Bella in her prime on the mic, but I thought Becky Lynch to like she got the way back clock and went back to 2018 Becky Lynch, especially with the punchline of it all of Nikki saying you're a bigger liar than your husband, and she was like, don't you talk about my hot husband. Me and my hot husband are the greatest wrestling couple of all time. But wait, that used to be you and the whole crowd. It's her delivery. It's the setup, it's the delivery, and it's the crowd pop, because they give two big, huge pops. They give huge pop to her even referencing it, being like, it was you and it's like, oh, and then she hits the punchline. She was like, but oh yeah, you can't see him, and the crowd, it was like a bomb went off in Brooklyn. It was like, oh, it was like I was back on the schoolyard and someone dropped the illest yo mama line ever, and that's how Brooklyn reacted to Becky Lynch. Oh my goodness, that was great. You know, Joe Budden, if he stayed for that part of the show, he's talking about that on his podcast. That's the only thing from the show he's going to talk about on his podcast is Becky Lynch flaming Nikki Bella. Because Nikki didn't really have a response. She could have her reaction even added to the moment as well. When she was like, she just had to smile. She had to smile and laugh and just take it and just be like, well, I'm going to challenge you for the title. She was like, you know, I would challenge you, but and then punched her right in the jaw, and then dipped on out of there. This was a great segment, got me invested in this story. Now I want to see Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch at Clash in Paris, which will probably be the site of that matchup. So well done from everybody involved there.
Yeah, it was a good segment. And the crowd, again, I didn't think they were into it when Becky first came out and everything, but they were into it when she delivered that line. Like, that was one of the biggest reactions on the show. That was so good. And we're gonna get that match next week. We're gonna get Becky and Maxine, which is very funny. When that backstage segment is like, yeah, I'll face you. I don't know, you. I'll face you. Not you. You over there.
And I know there was so many people who was about to put out the tweet, we're gonna get Natty Neidhart, we're gonna get the low key legend next week, and then Becky says, "Nah, I'm facing Maxine."
We're not getting any type of Natty Neidhart in WWE. It's just not gonna happen.
Did you watch the Masha match?
Yeah, of course. I love Bloodsport. That's legitimately my favorite like indie event when it happens.
Yeah. Good match. Good match. I thought it was probably the second best match on the show. I thought Pete Dunne and Jonathan Gresham was the best.
Yeah. I like the finish to, I'm gonna forget which War Waiter it was.
Ray Rowe. I mean, what's his name? Eric
with
War
the
Raider Eric. Yes, War Raider Eric versus One Call Manders.
Yeah, that was good.
That and the Janai Kai match had the best finish.
The Janai Kai with that kick was brutal. I love that match was like 2 minutes.
Yes,
as well.
That's all you needed.
Yeah, you didn't need this big back and forth stuff. Like I wish Bloodsport would do that more, where it's just like a quick little thing. I know that like kind of hurts you. You want to be booked and you want to like have something and show yourself and stuff, but like not every MMA fight goes around 5 minutes. You know, some end very quickly. So I don't mind if you do like a quick KO at Bloodsport like that. I was happy to see Matt Mako pick up a victory because he wasn't.
And he got to do commentary.
And he wasn't facing a WWE talent, so he got to win. So that was nice.
Oh, and I would say like you're absolutely right that they need more quick matches with Bloodsport, because still to this day my favorite Bloodsport match ever is Speedball Mike Bailey versus Akira, and that went like 4 minutes.
Yeah. Poor Akira, he gets asked about that all the time. I like, again, Bloodsport's like my favorite event that they like, indie event that they do. I wish they would put more stock into like the records and have potentially like a championship type of thing, because they use enough of the similar talent. Like I always do the records when I do the post, and everybody's like 3-4 or like 2-1. Like,
except Josh Barnett.
Yeah, Josh Barnett. Yeah, his record is like 8-2 or something. But like even Masha, you would think, oh, Masha's headlining this event. Masha's like 3-4 now after this. Yeah. Like she doesn't actually have a good record at Bloodsport. Like a lot of them, they keep losing, but then they bring them back, and then they might lose again to like WWE talent or something. So, but I wish they would put more stock into the records and book more based on that, and have a little foresight of, okay, let's like build this person. But I know that can be difficult of like, who can we use, when can we use them, type of thing, especially with the WWE talent. But I just wish they would actually put stock into records and go through there instead of just, this is a cool match to do. We'll see.
Natty is 2-0 now.
Yeah.
Goldberg streak coming up.
Yeah. She always looks like she's having so much fun out there. And then you see her just in 2-second backstagers in WWE.
Moving on.
What else happened on this show? There's a third El Grande Americana. Okay. Is this how we get
Tyler Americano?
Yeah, is this how we get like Kaiser, Dunn, and Bate just together? They're just gonna be Americanos, and then eventually they'll shed this gimmick and be like, this all was stupid. They made us do this, but let us show you who we truly are. Is that going to be the bit?
New Catch Americano.
Gunther returns and like this is the new Imperium? Is that where this leads?
Oh, that would be pretty dope.
I mean, it sounds good on paper.
Americano Imperium.
Like, is that's my guess. I don't know where else they would go with this, except for they just do the Americanos and then Chad Gable eventually returns and then there's only one Americano and we're just supposed to forget about the other three that appear.
We're not getting the payoff until the Royal Rumble, and there's all these Americanos in the ring, and they do the Spider-Man meme. This is what they're all building up to.
Yeah,
this is what they're building up to, is a Spider-Man meme with all the Americanos in the ring.
Yeah, that's probably true. They're gonna long game this and act like it was all part of the plan when really they had no plan. They just wanted to get to one spot. They just wanted to get to one moment. The moment merchants. That's it. That's it.
Like, oh, we did it! Oh!
What else happened on this show?
With that match, Dom beat Dragon Lee thanks to the Americano distractions. And then AJ Styles came out to make the save for Dragon Lee when Dom tried to use his boot again. AJ Styles is still going after the Intercontinental Championship. That feud has to continue for some reason. We also got our first in-ring promo from Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss as a tag team, where they came out and they did not do well. They showed way more chemistry in their backstage segments. They did not do well in this in-ring promo. It felt very awkward and uncomfortable. It felt like.
I almost feel, and I noticed this a little bit during the post-show, the SummerSlam post-show. It feels like try-hard stuff now.
Yeah.
Like they know they have like an awkward chemistry, and so now they're like trying hard to force the awkward chemistry instead of just letting it come natural to each other. So that's where I'm like, oh, like just be natural. And it probably will be awkward, but it'll be an endearing awkward. But now you're like trying to force it a little bit. And now we can tell it's awkward, but you're losing the charm of it being awkward because it feels more forced. Yeah, I noticed that a little bit in the post show when they were playing off of each other, which it was better than it was here in Alexa Bliss Gamer thing. I think it's because this was scripted and the backstage promos aren't, which could be very possible. Is that this was a little too scripted, but it just let them be, and they will probably be awkward but endearing. Where if you're trying to script them being awkward and endearing, it doesn't quite work the same.
Yeah. It didn't help also that I don't know, like does Triple H, well, I got a question. This is a question for Triple H. Does he not book the middle of his shows? Because the middle of SummerSlam Night 1, the middle of SummerSlam Night 2, and the middle of last night's Raw sucked. So he must not be booking it because it's not his fault. He can't be doing any of this bad stuff. He only does the good stuff. Because like you just had a succession of like heatless matches. You already should have known from the first two Sheamus and Rusev matches that this crowd does not into Rusev. They're just not. They're into Sheamus, but they're not into Rusev. And then you book the matchup to be the first match instead of the first match where you made that like a blow off where Rusev wins. You booked this match, their third matchup, to be the first match. This is what the first match should have been, where they beat the crap out of each other, and they beat the crap out of each other way too long on the outside to set up the other two matches. Instead, you booked the third match like the first match. It was heatless, except for Sheamus was doing something. Then they got into a brawl. The crowd got into it slightly. But then you followed that up with the awkward alliance of a convenience promo. Then they had a heatless matchup that was not as good as their SummerSlam matchup. Then you followed that up with Dom versus Dragon Lee, where they're into Dom, but they don't really care about Dragon Lee because y'all won't let Dragon Lee just be Dragon Lee. it was just like secession after secession of just these heatless matches that this crowd is not into, and it killed that Brooklyn crowd that was actually hot for the beginning of the show. They were actually hot for the end of the show, but everything in the middle they did not care about.
These crowds don't care about wrestling.
Also true.
Like, they've been conditioned to not care about wrestling. True, they have. I talk about this, I feel, every Tuesday, because Raw always ends on a DQ match. It's like, you don't have to care about the wrestling. Who wins, who cares? Oh, it's another DQ. 3 straight weeks, a DQ finish in the main event.
What was it 2 weeks ago? I forget what was 2 weeks ago.
Vacker and Io.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But you know what? It doesn't matter. Because you got the big pop with Rhea Ripley 2 weeks ago. You got the big pop with Roman Reigns last week. And you got the big pop with Roman Reigns this week. That's all I care about. Is just, all right, DQ finish. Who cares about the match? When's the star coming out? Okay, there's the star. And then they're fine. They're like, see, great show. And I said this last week. I said they're going to stop caring about the wrestling because you're going to condition them to just be DQ finish, or what happens in the match doesn't matter, because the post match is what you need to react to. And that's what's happening. I feel it's actually what's happening now. And this is what they're designed to do. Who cares about the wrestling? Just wait till the music hits to get the pop there.
Yeah. Yeah, they condition their crowds to be like that. But I also think that the wrestling on this show is not that good either. Like, I got Jose who says Penta and Waller wasn't bad. It wasn't necessarily good. It was fine. I said this months ago. I said this immediately after WrestleMania. Penta is just another guy. They fooled me. They fooled me for a couple of weeks when they had him in the mix with the Vision. But I knew it. I knew that it was just a temporary gloss over. He's just a guy. He's just a guy. He's just here. He's here to get them pops for his entrance. He's a great wrestler, but they're not going to allow him to wrestle because, like you said, they've conditioned their crowds to just be like, no, we're waiting for the moment. Oh, cool move. That's good. We'll pop for that. But other than that, we don't care about the wrestling. We're not engaged in any of this wrestling stuff. This is sad. This is sad. This is the state that we're in with this company.
Wrestling does not matter. It just doesn't. It doesn't. Just get the pop. Just get the pop. Xavier Woods' hat was fantastic.
That was great. Naomi was great on this show in her ad break promo, where she called Stephanie Vaquer Stephanie Velcro.
Velcro, yes. Yeah.
Stephanie Velcro. I love how much disdain she says it with. It's so great. And then backstage where she says, "I'm gonna turn your horns and stick them up where you don't want it to be, so you be limping out of Paris." And then did the limp. Naomi is awesome. I love Naomi.
She's great. She is great. Naomi does roll. That'll be a great match. I like the backstager with Io. Io's such a, like, when she's like, I didn't lose that match. I was like, oh, that's such a bitchy line, but her delivery is so good on it. And then the little smile. Yeah. Yeah. And then at the very end, it's like, you can't beat me. I was like, oh, it's so good. Io's fantastic. Look forward to it whenever they do Io and Rio 1-on-1 2 years from now.
They're so good. They're so good together. They have a good dynamic now where it's like they're friends, but they're also their lead rivals all at the same time. It's really cool. I like it.
Yeah. Anything else from Raw? I feel like that was everything.
Yeah, I think we covered everything. We did that nicely.
All right, we got some super chats here. Flabglass says, do you see WWE ever putting the world title on a luchador now that they have AAA? If Dominic counts, then yes.
Yeah.
If Dominic doesn't count, then no.
No. Dom is the greatest luchador in the world. 20-year vet. 20-year vet Dom. He will be a world champion one day. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah. That's. I'm trying to think of anybody else. I mean, maybe they give Ray like a lifetime achievement.
No. I feel like Penta will win a title before Ray ever does again.
Fair. Like I don't think they will for Ray, but maybe it just becomes all right. Sure, let's throw one more world title reign on Ray. Like, could maybe see it.
I will say I can see them giving Ray one more world title run before they give one to Dragon Lee.
Yeah. Penta's a weird case because it looked like they were going to do something with him, and then they just didn't do anything with him. Like now he's just. I love the New Day Grayson Waller pairing, but that ain't. He ran in that fucking CM Punk main event with John Cena.
Yeah.
And now he's just doing this stuff. It's like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Dom's the only one that I can think of like, yeah, that probably will happen at some point. And Ray just as a, here you go. Thanks for everything. Otherwise, I don't really see it.
Also, he's on Monday Night Raw, where all the top stars are at right now, except for Cody and Cena. Like all the top stars are on Monday Night Raw right now. Seth, CM Punk, Roman Reigns. You got like pseudo main event stars like Jey Uso, Gunther. You got main eventers that they're grooming right now, like Braun Breaker. Then there's the woman side that got Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Naomi. You got the ones they're grooming for the main event spot, like Stephanie Vaquero. And so like Liv's gonna come back eventually. There's no room for Penta to be even a top guy that they're about to groom for a top spot at this point on Monday Night Raw. He would have to go to SmackDown, but if you put him on SmackDown, they're just going to put him with Rey Fenix, and he's going to be in the tag team division, which can be good or bad, it seems. I don't know, unless they have a TLC match.
Tenruza says, if TK starts caring about ROH, we are back. Announcing the main event already is good. Hope the TV is leading up to it. That'll be fun. I mean, the ROH TV won't be good leading up to it. They don't care about that. You'll get some good matches, but actual TV, the AEW portion of ROH will be fine. Bandito's teaming with Brody King right now on AEW television, even though he's the ROH champion.
They're going to have a killer tag match on Wednesday.
I'm looking for that. I'm going to the show tomorrow. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Tony,
see, we called it. We said either Blood and Guts or MJF Briscoe on that show. So
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Young Bucks and Brody King and Bandito. Looking forward to Sean Ross being here. How you doing, Sean?
Hey, Sean.
Hey, it's been a crazy weekend, but I think we handled it well. And before I go, I want to leave people with these words that are very important to me. NBA 2K is contributing to the deterioration of intelligence among basketball fans. All of this, Michael Jordan played against plumbers and all that stuff. I'll tell you why so many kids think that, because I ran a franchise last week on 2K. You know, I always love to take the terrible teams like the Hornets that never do anything and make them something, right? Then 6 years in, you got people that are rated like 88 not getting signed. Jeremy knows all about that number.
Yeah,
not getting signed. But like, I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on? Then like the baseline is like 80, 81. Back in my day, an 81 rating on 2K meant something. In my
you were
day,
smarter.
Exactly. In my day, you had Steve Novak at a 59 and he could still shoot. You could still hit him in the corner and he would make it. No, Michael Jordan didn't play against plumbers. He played against murderers and statutory rapists. That man was lucky to have made it out of the league when he did. Like, come on. Today, LeBron and Anthony Edwards are playing against content creators and podcasters. What are we talking about? The league has gone soft. They have gone too easy on these 2K ratings. The fact that Madden even had 699s, I was like, what are we doing here? Come on, I'm thrilled that Ja'Marr Chase is a 99, but still.
6?
There's like 6. There's like 6. Do you all remember back in the day, like Sean O'Hare on the SmackDown game, fresh off of him beating like Eddie Guerrero, Rikishi, Hulk Hogan, all these people? He was rated like a 68 on that game. They're like 68 for you, Sean O'Hare.
I saw the Thunder ratings for there, and them giving like Shea a better 3-point shot than some people, or a better dunk rate. Like Shea dunks like once a game. Like why
Yes.
is he? Why does he even have a better dunk rating than Isaiah Hartenstein? What are we doing here? Why does Isaiah Joe have a worse three? Why doesn't Lou Dort have a better 3-point rating?
And I'll tell you what's and it's something they got to weigh when you have like the eras and all that stuff, and you look at some of the like the 3-point ratings, and you'll have Scottie Pippen at like an A.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like, listen, dude shot 32% during his career. Now I know that the 3-point shot was not nearly as prevalent, even though if you watched like the second Bulls three-peat, you would think that it was, because I remember Scotty was just chucking him up back then. Like he was not good at. I mean, he was better then than he was later in his career. But I'm just like, man, like they you can tell they've leveled that stuff out, and I'm like, man, stop telling me that all these guys in the 80s and 90s could shoot three this well. If you want to give Larry Bird an A+, I can get with that. He like really helped make the 3-point shot cool, but 2K is fried. I played it this weekend for the first time in months, and
I've been playing college football. I'm getting the new 2K. I can't help myself but get it every year.
I haven't got it in years. I haven't got it since like 2K20. The only discourse that I saw online is everybody crapping on CP3. When I was doing that back in like 2020, 2021, I was a trendsetter. Like, what is this? What is this going on? These kids don't even know how to do it. Saying that Kyrie Irving is better than CP3 at his peak. Like, what?
I will say he is the worst to play as on NBA 2K. Like traditionally, like
Chris Paul.
Yes, I hated playing as him on 2K.
Oh, I was good with Chris Paul.
Like it. I didn't like it either.
I hated it because he was little.
Unless I'm running pick and rolls every single time down.
Well, yeah, that's
he was
one
little.
way to do it.
Maybe I'm just misremembering, but I'm like, I don't remember them putting his 3-point shot like reflective to at least his success rate or anything like that. Like inside, he's getting blocked by everybody, especially on like today's game. Because back in the day, I would just player lock on a center and play near the basket. You can't do that anymore.
What?
They've ruined basketball with all these centers that can shoot the ball. I hate it.
I still lock on the center defensively, especially using OKC because Chet's block ratings are so absurd. So anybody that comes in, I can block. Chris Paul, you got to just take the mid range, man. That's the layup.
Yeah,
Easy mid range.
I know. I just listen. I miss the way that things were when centers were men. Back when you knew that they cheated on their SATs to get into college. Like, you know what I mean? Like those are the kinds of centers that I miss. I miss the era of Olajuwon, Dikembe Mutombo, Patrick Ewing, Shaquille O'Neal, all that stuff where like you didn't have to shoot outside. You could play the game and play it like that. I wish they had just like one like switch you could flip on the game where it's like, okay, it will be the play style of the 90s, and like maybe you switch it to the 2000s and it's more ISO ball and stuff like that. Then you switch it to the 2010s and it's just the Lakers spending stupid amounts of money in free agency.
Don't do that to us.
They try to do that with the My Eras thing because I've played that in like the 80s. I'll actually get like 3-point shooters for that, and it doesn't matter. Everybody still just like pack the paint. Yeah, it's still just like everybody pack the paint. It's like, okay, I would like, I have Mark Price. I would like him to not be right in the dunker spot. You know, he can kind of shoot a little bit, but they don't care. It's still just everybody packs the paint, and yeah, all the 3-point shooters suck in that era anyway.
It's funny because I would look at the back of basketball cards, not knowing shit, and if somebody didn't average 20 points a game, I assumed they weren't any good. And then I look back and I'm like, oh no, Arvydas Sabonis was incredible.
He's beastly.
Yes.
Yeah, he's beastly in that game too. Any big center that's like got some size on them, they just dominate in the post and block everything. Their speed rating could be a 2. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They can still just back people down and get a bunch of blocks and get a bunch of rebounds.
Then there are players like Chris Bosh, for example. Chris Bosh was like 20 years ahead of his time. Like Chris Bosh would do phenomenal in today's game. Like he was, gosh, way back as a rookie, he was shooting like 35% from 3 as like a center. And I'm like, man, he'd do great today. But somebody says Dale Ellis forever. Dale Ellis was a great video game like player. And I'll tell you another one, Ricky Pierce. Back on like NBA Showdown 94, there was a glitch where if you dunked enough times with him, it would shatter the backboard. So I'd always go with him instead of like Kemp, I think it was. Yeah, that was a good one. But I'm just upset after playing 2K. Lots to be upset about this weekend, but I have my priorities in order.
That's the biggest thing.
So
yeah,
good man.
The biggest thing.
But I mean, I'm just saying, Michael Jordan played against a lot of criminals back then. Some convicted murderers.
When you said that, I just remembered our last conversation that we had in DM, Sean, where I gave you the list.
Yes, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a ton. There's a lot. Plus, as somebody said, Kendall Gill. Oh my God, that's Kendall Gill from My Brother and Me fan.
Yes. The GOAT.
Oh my God, it's Kendall Gill. The only time that has ever been said. That is what inspired my intros that my wife filmed this weekend, where she says, "Oh my God, Sean Ross Sapp's here for the post show." It's the "Oh my God, it's Kendall Gill," because even though he was good, nobody has ever said, "Oh my God, Kendall Gill."
I thought she was
been tied to that show.
I got big Private Party vibes from how she delivered those.
it,
Oh my God,
yeah.
Is that Sean Ross Sapp?
Okay.
Oh my God, is that Private Party? That's what I took from it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She did fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's always been pretty good at that, but she's back teaching today. Hate it. We get Lexington schools get started the first week of August.
What?
Yeah, our 12 are going back next week. So this is our last week of summer break. Yeah.
It's like she gets paid slightly more than what the rural places do, but they start in like late August, early September.
It's absurd. It always confuses me when they're going back early August. It's like, this is not a thing. There's no way
is still summer. This is still summer.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, a lot of it's because of the NTI, the non-traditional instruction days. I think the COVID era showed them, okay, we can get away with doing more non-traditional instruction days, which based on, I'll say this, the Twitter habits of people who were of school age during that period. No, you can't get away with NTI days. The kids are stupid now. They're very dumb now. Sorry, Jeremy, no offense. They're very dumb these days.
I would agree with part of that. No. All these kids are just
aren't all right.
And dumb. No.
And fix the 2K ratings.
They're never gonna do that.
No,
I ain't
never
gonna
has.
buy the game or anything, but like when it hits PlayStation Plus for free, because I forget to cancel my PlayStation Plus every year, I'll get it.
I'm gonna go in and fix all the Thunder ratings and make them a super team. That is the one thing I'm looking forward to, is they're gonna overrate all these players because we had such a great season.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
And the progressions are gonna be ridiculous by the end of the
this
season.
Rules. Yes. Can't wait for that.
Dub at like a 95 by the end of the season.
And we still got all these draft
like
picks.
Yeah.
We still got all the draft picks too, so it's very easy to trade all the draft picks for anybody that I want. Yeah. It's gonna rule.
One Sean versus 20 American Children, buddy. The end, the like post credit scene for Step Brothers is my dream. where you're just drop kicking kids. I'll tell you what I have on PlayStation Plus right now, guys. I didn't download it, but it's available. Job Simulator. And I'm like, Job Simulator? I don't want to do my job now.
Yeah, why do you want to do that?
Why would
I
do
want
a
to go do
simulation?
it after that? I don't get it. I don't
We
get
need to
it.
start playing Love Island, the mobile game, on here, Jeremy, like we
Oh.
used to do with Too Hot to Handle. And
They
Love
got
Is
like
Blind.
multiple seasons of that game now. So
I'll tell you, I play a watermelon-esque Tetris game
okay.
on Netflix. It's like Underwater Melon is what it's called.
Oh yes, yes. My daughter
I play
actually
it.
plays that. I think
That sounds pretty dope,
I play it all
actually.
the time. I do. I've got some so now that it's late or my wife goes to bed early because of school the next day. I'll just fire up that game. I'll have an article on, and in between little gaming sessions, there you go. I think I'll go play that now. Good riddance.
Bye, Sean. Enjoy
Bye, Sean.
Underwater Watermelon. I'm gonna have to check this out. That sounds good. Yeah, I've just been playing college football. That's mainly. I'll play
I've
that.
been on that for months.
It's only been out for a month, so yeah. This is my break between 2K because I was playing 2K all the way up until the end of the finals.
new one.
Yeah. And then college football came out. I was like, all right, I'll get college football. I'm not getting Madden this year because last year sucked. I didn't really want to get college football this year because I knew EA would just do the same game as last year. Last year, was the first one in a decade, so I was excited for it. But I was like, oh, they're going to fall into the EA pattern of it's the same game. And that's legitimately what it is. So I was mad at myself that I even bought it in the first place. Like, it's good. I'm still having fun with it. I'm like, all right. 2K is kind of similar, but I love basketball so much that I don't care. I'm still going to get it. And the customization in 2K is, I always talk about it, like it's so good. The different things you can do with the different eras and dropping players into the current era and everything. Like being able to do that makes the game so much fun. It makes it so different from years, even though, because everybody's like, oh, it's just a roster update. But yeah, but if your roster changes because I'm going to play in the 80s now, then it's not a roster update. If you want to do like an all-time teams and you do a fantasy draft, I'm going to get a different team than I got last year. So I will always get 2K as long as they have like that level of customization. And that's what pisses me off about the EA games is they don't have any customization like that. And that's why like it feels like a roster update because you can't drop old players into the current era. Like, yeah, I would like to play with Peyton Manning in the current era, and I can't do that. Instead, I gotta do Ultimate Team, and I ain't doing fucking Ultimate Team because you gotta pay absurd amount of money to get the good players that you want, and then you gotta manage them with contracts. I don't want to do all that. It's
like I'm not with it. I give
the
up,
grind.
tap out.
And the grind isn't worth it to do those things because you might not get who you want, and then if you do get who you want, then they still start at like an 80 overall, and you gotta like build them up. I don't want to all of this. Just let me play as like a GM, but I get like all the cool players from the past. Why is this so difficult? But EA's got to make it difficult because EA fucking sucks. So that's why I don't get EA games anymore. Like I got the hockey game last year. I'm like, no, I usually skip a year with EA games if I get them at all. But 2K, because of the customization, I'll continue to throw my money at that. I know that makes me a bad person, but sorry.
Fair.
Sorry. Yeah, see, I don't play the park, Jose. I don't do any of that stuff.
Park's never been for me. I don't like it.
I don't do the my player gimmick. It's because they want to do it's too storyline stuff. I don't care about.
Yeah,
it's so many
once
players.
you've seen one storyline, it's like so the same. Like they don't come up with any. Like there's been 2Ks that's had unique by player, and if I hear they have like a unique story that everybody's raving about, sometimes I'll play that. But most of the time, yeah, I'm in GM mode. GM mode. I want to get the new TK only because like eras and stuff like that. I'm big into eras and playing with the Lakers and seeing if I can get the Lakers to like 20 championships, starting from the Magic Johnson era and see if I can get Kobe and Shaq back on the team and stuff like that, starting from the 80s. Like I like that type of stuff, but To Madden, I dropped out of Madden way before I dropped out of doing 2K every year.
Yeah, Madden is just, I got it last year because it was part of a bundle with college football, and it was just cheaper to buy like the bundle and get early access than to buy it like two separately, or to just buy like college football for early access. It was like $20 more and you could get Madden early access with college football early access. I was like, yeah, might as well just do that. It's basically getting Madden for $20. Like, sure. I played like 5 games. It's like, this is the same trash that I've been playing for years. And I know this year they're hyping new gameplay improvements like they do every year, and it's just it's the same thing. I'm not buying that. Somebody mentioned college football is just a roster update from 25. The thing is like I don't follow college football enough to know who is like on what team. I can't name you Arch Manning. That's legitimately the only college football player that I know. And I don't even know if he's a starter. But I like the recruiting aspect, and the recruiting names are all fake anyway. So I like that aspect of it. So I don't really care about the roster update portion of things. Oh, imagine my surprise. I'm playing Oregon, and Achilles Smith Jr. is whooping my ass at Oregon. Come to find out, Achilles Smith Jr. is actually Achilles Smith Jr., and he does play for Oregon. And I was like, shit, getting beat up by Achilles Smith Jr. out here. 5th-year senior, just running amok on me. His dad sucked. Why is he beating me so bad? But that's why I do like college football, because I like the recruiting aspect of that. It's something different than any of the major sports games, because the major sports games all work the same: free agency, trades, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I like the recruiting aspect of it. That's really why I buy it for, not the gameplay or the roster update. All right. We done? Anything wrestling wise? Anything else happening? Wrestling.
Did you catch up on the G1?
No, I'm behind on the G1.
All right.
I
so
was wrestled out this weekend.
Understandable. We'll save G1 talk for Thursday, because you had the weekend, which I believe had the Suji Tanahashi matchup, and Taichi versus Oyawa, and then this morning you had Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shingo Takagi in an excellent matchup. So we'll talk about that on Thursday, which Thursday's got a big show, Kurgan Hall show, which might be one of the best shows of the tournament, because you got Suji versus Finley in the main event.
All right. Yeah, I got to catch up. That'll be my goal over the next couple of days, is to catch up.
Do you want to hype NXT tonight with Nia Jax and your girl?
No, I don't want to talk about that. I'm mad about that match because they're gonna kill Thea Hale. Thea Hale should win. Thea Hale should always win. They're just gonna kill her. I don't want that. I'm annoyed by it.
Understandable. You're gonna have to find a way to scrape her up out off the mat after the Annihilator.
Yeah. Lexis King against Miles Bourne. All right. Inamura against Channing Lorenzo. Okay. Hank and Tank, they remembered they're the tag team champions against Chase U. Okay. Sol Ruka against Tatum Paxley. All right, that's at least interesting. There's at least something to that.
Yeah, they built that out a little bit, at least.
And Blake Monroe against Kalani Jordan.
That should be good.
Yeah, that should be good.
I really feel like it's been like a month. Other than like Wesley versus Siobhan Evans, which objectively was the best thing NXT has done in the past month, it's been a really weak, very lackluster couple of weeks of NXT, between Great American Bash, that was kind of a missable show, and then their TV has not been that good for multiple weeks.
Yeah. Stuff happens on NXT. There is that. I'm sure stuff will happen on this show. I'll be around to cover it because I'm going to Dynamite tomorrow, so I won't be covering Dynamite. I'll actually enjoy live wrestling. Maybe.
I hope you enjoy it, sir.
Yeah. This should be a good
I
show.
hope to be enjoying some live wrestling at the end of the month.
Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, folks. We'll get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about NXT, sadly. We'll talk about we'll preview
I won't be here.
we'll preview Dynamite, which I will be there live. Everybody knows what I want. Everyone knows what we need tomorrow.
I'm gonna jack off.
What does everybody want? Jacking off. What does everybody need? Jacking off. That's what we want tomorrow. Everybody. You got one job, Tony Khan. One job. And that's to allow me to ejaculate in an arena full of thousands of people.
Wow, okay. To answer Jose in the chat, I might be watching Eyes of Wakanda this week, so we shall see. I am reviewing Fantastic Four on True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment on Friday, so I'll get to that, and then maybe next week I'll do Eyes of Wakanda.
I missed super chat from Jules. My fault, Jules. Money's for the best morning show ever. Your insight is important and appreciated. Appreciate you, Jules. Thank you.
Jules, you're the best.
Yes, we appreciate you, Jules. All right, folks. We're out of here. SP3, let them know where you're at.
Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. The show did not suck, so I did book it. And you can find me in about 40 minutes over on the True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel. I'll be there with Top Guy JJ. And yes, Romeo will be back and will be getting his live perspective because he actually spent money to go to SummerSlam. I don't know why, but he did. So we will be getting his live perspective of what he thought being there live.
Romeo loved this show.
He loves WWE. He tried to gaslight people like, oh my God, you didn't want to go to night one. You missed the greatest ending ever. And it's like, oh.
Did he like the Brock return?
Yeah, he seemed like he did because he came on our review in the comments section and was like, everybody moment of the night, we were not going to go with Brock Lesnar. And Romeo's in the chat like, moment of the night was Brock Lesnar, good or bad, everybody's talking about it. So we should, yeah. When keeping his show goes wrong. But yes, I mean, on the Twitter machine there. And yes, True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment. We'll talk about Monday Night Raw and get Romeo's perspective of SummerSlam being there live.
Romeo. All right, folks. Joel and I will be back tomorrow. We'll maybe talk wrestling. Hopefully not. Catch everybody tomorrow. Bye, everyone.